John Calipari joins us now. Hi, Coach. How you feeling today?
I'm fine. But that's because you don't coach. You feel that way. But go ahead.
Was it a good night last night to go into overtime to win that game?
Yeah, it was. It was. Here's what the takeaway from the game. What I said at halftime is true. That one team came out with more energy. They were not sure they could beat us, and we're up 18-3 or 5 or whatever it was. You make a substitution, you get your second platoon in, and one or two of those guys aren't ready to play. All of a sudden, you turn around and it's 18-12. Now, all of a sudden, they look around and say, we can play with these guys. And that's what happened. So in the second half, what was great for us, they came out with energy. They came out with the aggressiveness. But we had to make plays down the stretch to win the game, and we did. And we had to be tough down the stretch to win. And we didn't play not to lose. That was a great sign. But we missed some free throws. We had some defensive breakdowns. When we were up 5 or 6, we gave them 2 threes coming off screens. And the one thing we've been good at, make them beat us driving to the rim, not shooting threes. Well, they made 9.
How important is it to divvy up minutes? How tough is it to divvy up minutes to try to keep kids in the game happy, whatever explanation?
It's not about keeping them happy. It's about getting guys better. It's about, am I improving as a player? It's about them being responsible enough and accountable enough that if you play, you must perform. The 2 of the guys in the first half that went in that substitution in that platoon and didn't play well, they weren't into the game. They had no energy. They had no fight. They were just playing. I didn't play much. That's not on me. That's on them. You happy, sad, peed on, peed off? It doesn't matter. I mean, you have to perform. Here's what I keep saying to the players. I went in and we had dinner the other day. Said, how many of you want to give up your minutes? You won't believe this, Dan. None of them raised their hands. So they don't want to give up any minutes. They want to play, which means if I'm playing you, you better deserve to play because you're taking someone's minutes. The platoon stuff was not me trying to be a genius because we got guys out, it was about trying to play 10 guys. How can you be fair about this? They all deserve to play. Why not do this? Now, everybody said you can. Well, if it's not going, I won't run it that way. If it works, which is what I want to have happen, 9 or 10 guys are playing anywhere from 17 to 23 minutes.
Can you have too much talent?
No, absolutely not. You can have talent with kids that don't have heart, and then it becomes difficult. The only reason this is working is the players allow it to work. They are splitting minutes with another player who they respect and trust that looks at those minutes and says, I'm responsible to really come and play. If not, I shouldn't be getting these minutes. And nor do I want you to get any of my minutes if you're not out there performing. But we've got a bunch of great kids that are selfless. I mean, again, last night, I went with who was going to help us win. And they're fine with that. Like today, what we'll do, I'm going to have the staff show them our defensive breakdowns. It was our – let me say this. Mississippi made plays.
Yeah.
They made tough shots, and they made every free throw. They played the way they had to stay in the game. So let's not take that away. But defensively, the numbers were the worst we've had all year. So the staff is going to show them that tape. Then they're going to come to my house tonight, have dinner, and I'm going to show them their will to win. That they understand that as bad as you were, you had a will to win. You had a toughness to finish the game. Some of our young guys did not. Well, you weren't in there in the end. If you looked, I went with a veteran team, and I played it out. Now, against Louisville, I had 4 freshmen and a sophomore. That's what's great about this. I only need 5 to play well. I don't need 9. Just give me 5. Which 5 of you are playing well? That's who we're riding.
You learn more about coaching from other basketball coaches or coaches in different sports?
Both. Like I'll watch games, and there are guys that I call, all the time. I'll go back and forth, and we'll throw things that have happened to us. I called, when I was platooning, I called Mike Tomlin. I called Marvin Lewis. I called Joe Gibbs. I called Bill Parcells. and I said to those guys, how do you have different units and make sure they're still a team? How do you have a defensive unit, a platoon, special teams, and still be a team that's playing together? And it's amazing. They all came up with the same kind of stuff. But in the end, especially Joe Gibbs and Bill Parcells said, you know what? You got to be prepared to play 7, 8 guys if it gets to that, and you got to let the guys know, and this is what they said, both of them, that it'll be decided on the field. They said field instead of court. But they said you got to let them know. He said it's kind of like playing with 2 quarterbacks sometimes. You got to let them know you're both good, but it's going to be decided on the field. So there are times that I'm having to go to 7 or 8. They understand it. But I'd rather play 9 or 10 in a platoon setting because we just keep coming. One of the things that happened last night, their best player got cramps because we just kept coming at him with waves of players. He cramped up. Do you know what happened? We foul him for 3-point shot. He's getting 3 free throws. He can't shoot the free throws. He's cramping so bad. We get to pick the shooter. It's the only free throws they miss when we pick the shooter.
It's John Calipari, Kentucky head coach, survived overtime last night against Mississippi. How much football are you watching?
I'm sick right now. My Steelers got beat. Bell being out crushed them. I knew it would be a struggle. And Cincinnati, the Bengals got beat. And you know, right now you're talking about teams that are playing great football they went against. But it's you know, those are teams that I follow and really like the coaches but you know what, I'll watch some and the college football. I watched a little bit of the Alabama Ohio State game. You know, I'm a big Nick Saban fan. I just think he's so far ahead of what he does, how he treats his team. There's no one treats their players better. He's tough now and he raises the bar and there's a high standard, but he's about players and it shows in how his teams compete. But then, how about Oregon out of nowhere, right? How about Oregon?
Look good.
My
Fun.
good friend Phil Knight's smiling right now. I know that.
I'm looking at what would Saban really be worth to Alabama? If you said that, you know, we're not going to cap your salary or you're not going to keep it in line with everybody else, but I guess is he a bargain here? Is he a $25 million guy, or is it more than that with what he
Who
means to
knows?
Alabama?
I mean, that's the value for anybody on a campus, anybody in a business. The head of our hospital here, Dr. Karp, has done unbelievable work. What's his value?
Yeah.
You know, there are college presidents out there making $2 million. They must think we really need this guy. And you know.
Uh-oh. I think the college president may have just pulled the plug there.
All right, we've had enough of that conversation.
Yeah. I'm sorry, John. I don't think we're going to allow you to say those things.
Yeah, Saban is a $25 million guy. You really can't place enough value on what a coach brings to the university.
Yeah, you got these presidents are making $2 million a click.
And now the NCAA left my proud with those guys.
He's a character. He is. Every time he comes on, people react. Why are you having that guy on? I'm saying, you know what he did? You know what he did? He looked at the system and used the system to his advantage, like it or not. And one thing, it's the remarkable thing about Jerry Tarkanian that I always love with Jerry Tarkanian. Tarkanian took these high school All-Americans, these big-name kids. Tarkanian, they played defense for him. The running Rebels played defense, and Calipari gets these kids to play defense. I love that. Oh, what happened with the phone line? Was that the school president who pulled the plug there, John?
Yeah, we're spending too much money on these phones.
How's my favorite player, Willie Cauley-Stein, doing?
He's doing fine. He's doing fine. He did some good stuff. He's got to continue. His whole thing is balance. He's used to trying to run by people quick and he just got to come to a better base and finish stronger. But he has really done some great things defensively for us and rebounding and coming up with balls and effort.
He's good. He's fun. He's fun.
But these kids the one thing They trust each other. I think they trust our staff. They look at results. I mean, the kids that have come through here not only go on to the league, but they also are playing well in the league. You got 6 or 7 of these guys in the All-Star balloting, and it's been a 5-year run. And one thing, guy came to me and said, hey, you may not know this, but here's some numbers you need to look at. And what he did was he put down the 31 players that I've coached that ended up being in the NBA. And when you look at the numbers, their total salaries added together, not their endorsements or shoe money, was $820 million of created wealth. If you threw in John Wall or Derrick Rose shoe contract, they're at $1 billion. Well, we still have 10 guys in the league right now, including Anthony Davis, that haven't gotten their second contract. It's another $500 million. And then you have John Wall, Derrick Rose, DeMarcus Cousins, Tyreek Evans, and you got Patrick Patterson, who got second contracts, who are going to get third contracts. And all of a sudden you're talking about $3 billion of created wealth for these families. And that's not including shoe and endorsements. That's when they come here, they understand what we graduated 10 guys. We've had another 3.2 grade point average this term. It's not correspondence or
wait. You're recruiting here, Cal. You don't have to recruit. You're recruiting on the show here. You save that when you go into the living rooms and when you talk to the kids.
I speak the truth.
I know, John. I'm fine. I know. I didn't say it wasn't. I
need you to say it, and you won't. So then I
did. I said you used the system. You looked at it and said, "How do I make this work?" And you made it work. And then you have kids who buy in. They play defense.
But wait a minute. We've graduated 10. 4 kids on this team will graduate. If Willie, Collie, and Alex with college degrees are in the league, we've had 5 guys in the league now with college degrees. So it's not at the expense of this. It's just I'm not going to hold kids back. I'm just not.
I know.
Now, there are kids that need more time, and sometimes they leave early anyway, but it's their choice, and they learn the hard way. You got to play through the D-League now. And versus being here and being coddled and being hugged and being, us looking at, now you're in the D-League on your own riding vans to the motel with the door to the outside. I mean, now you got to work your way through, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's their life. But this thing here is a different animal. Look, I have to enjoy all these close games because every team we play is going to play us like Mississippi. They are.
Yeah.
They're going to play out of their minds.
They should.
And if we give them a chance to think they can beat us, they're not stopping. Like Mississippi did not stop. They just happened to miss that last shot.
Are you done?
Go ahead. You can recruit now.
Okay. No, I don't. I can't recruit. Could you even make the team, the Kentucky team?
No.
You wouldn't?
No, neither could you. Neither one of us.
Okay. Who would, we had a shooting contest, me against you.
Oh, I got you. Even though you're not bad, you're in better shape. I had both hips replaced.
Oh, blah, blah,
I
blah.
couldn't play you one-on-one running, but you can't shoot with me.
Well, how
how
deep do you want to go?
Because of my hips replaced, you're a little better athlete now. Never, ever in your life were you a better athlete, but right now you are.
I would make you one and done with me. I would make you cry. Because I would shoot right in front of your team, and then they would be laughing hysterically. Like the bench when Bird was lighting up the Atlanta Hawks years ago and the bench is rolling all over the place, the Atlanta Hawks, that's Willie Cauley-Stein would be laughing. The Harrisons would be laughing hysterically. I'm Steve Alford. I'm Steve Alford with.
They'd be laughing because of Dunlap. Your belly Dunlapped over your belt. That's what they'd be laughing at.
I don't think you've seen me without my shirt on in a while, Coach. It's been a couple of years since you've seen me without my shirt on. I'm ripped.
You got a 6-pack, I imagine, but it's not the one near your
yeah, I got a 12-pack if we're talking about that. Hey, congrats on the win, as always, and we'll check in with you down the road.
All right, bye.
All right, thank you, Coach. Coach Calipari.